Hi everybody, welcome back. I get asked a lot about productivity and efficiency and also how to be more creative. So today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about productivity, creativity as it relates to sleep. Now, I've been working late a lot lately. I've been getting a lot of new projects and working on a lot of proposals. Sometimes, when you have your own business, your own agency, you can't avoid it. I'm a bit of a workaholic and I tend to be a little perfectionistic too, and of course, I'm also pretty ambitious. And in running your own business, sometimes you have to make huge sacrifices in time and energy. But you also want to be as productive and as creative as you can possibly be. And sometimes working longer is not the best idea. Now, we all want to be more creative and more productive and more efficient, but I feel there's a bit of a cancer growing on creativity, and that is the hustle mentality. Gary Vaynerchuk, who's an amazing guy, and I really respect him, but he's a huge advocate that the hustle is everything, that we have to be productivity machines all of the time, and that getting less sleep and working harder is always better. I think that operating with less sleep is not always a badge of honor. Now, don't get me wrong, I do believe in working hard, and I work very hard. And sometimes I have to keep very long hours. Sometimes we all do. But when I do keep long hours, my creativity and my problem-solving abilities always suffer. It's not about working hard, it's about working smart. It's about working creatively and productively. Ariana Huffington of the Huffington Post recently published an open letter to Elon Musk. Now, Elon, of course, is the founder of Tesla and SpaceX. Elon is also known for burning the candle at both ends and working himself to a frazzle. Recently, he was interviewed where he was saying that he was working 120-hour weeks, sleeping at the office, and that he had no time for a life and no time for family. And in this open letter, Ariana really admonishes him for that. And she congratulates him as being one of the most creative and innovative minds of our generation. But she says that if he doesn't get sleep and if he doesn't take care of himself, he's not going to be able to continue to bring that great work to the world. Being creative and being productive for entrepreneurs and creative professionals today is not a nice to have, it's a must have. We have to be able to be productive and creative today. I did a recent video about whether it's a good time to become a creative professional or graphic designer, and I was talking about the rise of the creative class. And businesses and companies and jobs are demanding higher and higher levels of creativity and innovation to remain competitive and to build their businesses. It's been proven that companies that leverage design and creativity outperform companies that don't, 2-to-1. So by improving your creative thinking, improving your creativity, you have greater chances of career success, a greater chance of business success, and in general, you're just going to be happier. The Sleep Journal recently did a study on the lack of sleep, and they found that a chronic lack of sleep creates a huge host of health problems. It causes an increased level of high blood pressure, an increased number of heart attacks, an increased chance of aneurysms. They also found that 17 to 19 hours of going without sleep is basically equal to a blood alcohol level of 0.05%, which is being legally drunk. It creates a serious level of cognitive and decision-making impairment. CNN did a study recently that said that $150 billion a year is lost in our economy due to sleep deprivation. So, a lack of sleep is hazardous. It creates cognitive impairment, and therefore, more sleep creates more creativity and more productivity and better decision making. You know the phrase sleep on it? Well, that phrase actually exists in a whole host of other countries and a whole host of other languages, from French to Swahili, which is absolutely amazing. And that means that there's something to it. Have you ever had a problem and you haven't been able to figure it out and you're having a hard time coming to a decision and you decide to sleep on it? And then when you wake up, immediately the decision, the right decision, becomes apparent to you. Well, there's really something that has to do with cognitive ability and being rested. There's this great book called Imagine by an author named Jonah Layer, and it's about creativity. I think very highly of this book, even though it's been discredited slightly because it turns out Jonah made up a couple of things in the examples that he uses in the book. But for the most part, the book's premise is incredibly strong. And in the book, he talks about how creative ideas come more easily and more frequently when the body is rested and the mind is resting. So when you're walking, when you're meditating, when you're playing a musical instrument, when you're doing anything but working, creative ideas tend to flow more easily. So being rested, getting more sleep is incredibly good for your creativity. When we see incredibly productive and efficient people, sometimes we say, man, they're a machine. Well, when it comes down to it, people aren't machines. The creative mind is like a battery, and batteries need to be recharged. Creativity is not a great test of battery life. And your productivity is directly related to how well you keep your battery charged. And recharging your battery also isn't just about sleep. It's also about taking breaks. So I highly encourage you to take a break, 5-10 minutes every hour, and you'll find out that even by getting away from work, your productivity while you're working will improve. Staying heads down and staying at your desk for hours at a time actually is not as productive as taking periodic breaks. So remember, maximize your productivity, maximize your creativity, maximize your efficiency, and keep your battery charged. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video on creativity, productivity, and sleep. And if you did, please hit subscribe below so you can see my videos when they come out, and make sure to hit that notifications button so you can get alerted when I post a new video. So from Verhaal Brand Design, my strategic branding and design agency, thank you so much for watching. And if you need help with your brand strategy, your brand design, or your professional creative career, please reach out to me at philipvandusen.com and let's see what we can do to take you to the next level of your business or your career. And with that, thanks again for watching. See you next time.